Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am here once again. It's actually our last episode of the series that I've been doing with Hank. I know, super sad. But as I was telling him, as his book takes off, which I know it will, we are going to continue. There it is. Continue to see him again on this show. But if you're new to this channel or new to this show, my name is Stacy Alden, and this is a part of a series I've started doing during the pandemic. We're in the middle of it right now, in case you watch this in the future, of just reaching out and meeting with the industry leaders that I trust and learning their best practices in whatever they might do. And I'd like to introduce you to Hank Ebeling. He oversees an amazing facility and training center called H4 Training. And I'm going to introduce him, introduce the book that we've been talking about these past 3 episodes. And if you missed those first 2, definitely take a look back because it sets the stage up very well for today's episode. So I'm going to first introduce him and his business. So Hank Ebeling is the owner and lead coach of H4 Training. His training systems have helped countless clients achieve their goals and get into the best shape of their lives. He has been in the training industry for 15 plus years, which we joked about a couple of times ago. I was like, there's no way he's been in it for that long, but I trust him.
I got the grays coming in there, so
starting to show.
Yes, the years.
And with a passion for fitness and providing excellent customer service, that's really what brings us here today. We're all about customer service in this series. He strives to work with and empower his team of coaches and employees with knowledge, tactics, and strategies to make customer service the forefront of their business. And that's really the name of his book, Crushing the Competition with Amazing Customer Service. I might have added the amazing in there myself, but that book is already on Amazon.
That's
so as
right.
soon as no amazing, but that's what it is. Crushing the competition with service. And take a look on Amazon.com because it is for sale right now. So jump on that. But really what we have covered in the beginning of this series, we talked about how do you build and develop that mindset to become a customer service master in your business and how important that is. Then our second interview was all about onboarding and creating a team around that customer service mindset. And today we're just going to bring to light and kind of brush through in detail previews and information that Hank has. He has 25 strategies and tactics in his book. He has more than that, but toward the end of the book, there's this list of great strategies when it comes to customer service and building that customer service within your facility. No matter what you do, we've talked about this before, this chat should resonate with people, whether you own a gym, whether you own another business, because we're in the service industry, most of us, we work with people, which is most businesses. Or even if you're a coach or a group fitness instructor, these are very important ideas and tactics to think about. So we're going to go through the top 3 that Hank has shared with me from his book. But again, there's 25, and we could be here for 2 days just discussing those in detail, but we'd love for you to read those in his book. So Hank, welcome back. Thank you again for your time. My first question is about surprise and delight. What does that, as a customer service mindset and what you bring to the table with your company and your team, what does surprise and delight mean to your team and your members? And if you could provide some examples, that would be great.
Of course. And kind of before I answer that, we'll just kind of quickly backtrack a little. If somebody did miss the other videos, of course, jump on and definitely watch those. But just a quick rewind. Everything's going to start with you, the leader, or just you, the individual, making sure you commit to that mindset to customer service. When you've done that, if you have a team or a business, you get the right team, you train them properly, and then you can start to dive into what we're talking about today, which is those tactics. But you don't want to necessarily start with the tactics if you don't have the culture and the mindset first. So make sure you do that part first. And if you're not sure how to do that, watch the previous ones, check out the book. So I just wanted to make sure everyone's there in terms of the right frame of mind. But let's talk about the tactics. So surprise and delight. Everybody's heard of the Ritz-Carlton, one of the most famous hotel chains. legendary service, absolutely legendary. If you're not read up on Ritz-Carlton, find books about it. Definitely something you want to read up. But what they do with their staff is they empower them to spend, I believe it's $2,500, I think a month, if I remember correctly, which sounds like a lot of money. And some of you might be saying, I would never let my staff give them the power to spend that. But I'm not telling you to give your staff the power to spend 2,500, or even if you're independent to spend that much, but to give yourself or your team a monthly budget. It could be $10, 50. For us, it's $250. And that's something you can figure out based on, your revenues and things like that. But give yourself a budget, and then this is what you're going to spend every month that you must spend every month to surprise and delight people. It's not an option, it's a must. So what could examples of this could be? It could be Stacy's a client of ours, and every time she comes into a session, she's always talking about these special bands that we have, how much she loves them. She has a home gym. She'd love to have them, use them on the weekends or whatever. We always hear this, and it clicks in our mind. And if it's not me, it's a team member. We train our staff to think about these things. They always hear that. Well, let's say it's those mini bands. I think if you're in the fitness field, you're familiar. A little elastic band goes around your legs, perform a lot of things with them. Those cost us like $2, $3. I'm going to take one of those and I'm going to go, hey, Stacy, I know you're always talking about this. Here's a pack of 4 for you. It cost me $6, $8. I'm not going to tell them that, but that simple little thing comes out of our budget, totally just made her day. So that could be one example. It could be something as simple as, it's somebody's birthday coming up and, they absolutely love whatever, a certain bottle of wine, a certain dessert, whatever it might be. And without even saying anything, you send it, it shows up at their house, surprise, delight, right? So it's not overcomplicated, but it's just kind of giving yourself a budget and then empowering everybody, if you do have a team, to not only recognize those situations, but then to act on it and not have to worry about, oh, do I have to get this approved with the boss? Do I have to call somebody? No, boom, it's done. And if anything, you get paid back if you had someone on their team had to spend their own money or something in some case on something. But it's a very powerful tactic that I would highly suggest you do on a monthly basis.
So brilliant. That is so amazing. And then you can just budget in advance for it, so it makes it easy for everybody. I love it. So many good examples. I've even was thinking while you were talking about that, some grievances that some of our members go through.
Yes.
Knowing that.
That is an automatic. If not to be negative, but if anyone has a death, if anyone has very bad sickness, something like that, that's an automatic for us and our staff. That's flowers, that's whatever the case may be. At the bare minimum, a card signed by the whole staff. That's a no-brainer if anything like that happens.
Love it. That is
incredible. Includes even sometimes somebody one removed. So if you're our client and your husband's sick, knock on wood, we don't want that to happen, but we would send something to you guys saying, hey, I don't know your husband's name, but what's his name?
Oh, Jared.
Jared, hopefully you get well from your H4 team, speedy recovery. Now he's thinking, what? I don't even know these people. My wife goes there.
Yeah.
So the impact is really big. So highly suggest get that budget, empower the team if you have one, or, it's just yourself, and then look for those little moments. Now you don't want to overdo it. You want to spread the love. It can't always be to Stacy every month, because then she's going to start to expect it. It's less of a surprise. It's more of an expectation, and that's where it can get dangerous. So it just has to be those surprises, and it doesn't have to be monetary. It can be you spend 10 minutes extra with somebody after a session talking about their nutrition, stretching them out. That's your time, which is valuable. So in essence, there's a monetary value on it, but not really. So that's kind of what you want to think about.
I love it. I love it so much. And that's just incredible. Because we talked earlier in these previous videos how setting that foundation and that relationship is what has helped gyms thrive, or just businesses thrive during this time when they've had that relationship initially, when things start to shift and change, which we know is going to happen ongoing in the business industry.
Yeah, and the power of it, I know people aren't really necessarily hanging out right now or with friends and family, but just think if you do something like this and a client is with a friend and, oh my gosh, yeah, where'd you get that outfit or this or that? Oh, my gym bought it for me. Your gym bought you that outfit? Like, what? Like, I mean, that's so powerful. And to give you guys maybe another example, just real quick before we move on, we had a client, this was about 2 years ago now. She super happy, positive spirit, never comes in a negative state or just down and out. And she came into the gym super quiet, just not herself. And, we said, Julie, what's the matter? And she said, my kids woke up late and they're crabby. And I got this big presentation today and now I'm scrambling. I didn't have time to get my coffee. And you guys know the coffee, if I don't have my coffee, I can't function. And my whole day is flipped upside down. So, okay, she's going through the workout. And one of my trainers like, hey, I'm about to leave, but we should do something. Let's get her coffee. We know her favorite order from previous things that we do. So he left, got her order, her exact order, came back, wrote her name, put it on the table. She gets done with the session. She comes to the front desk. Oh, see you guys later. It's sitting up there. It says, Julie, have a great day. And you would have thought we bought her, $1,000 purse. It was a $2 latte. I don't remember exactly what it was. She goes home. She posts it on Facebook. Look what my gym totally made my day. Sends us an email later. Like, you guys saved my day. Coffee runs my world. So again, just something so minor that you could easily just blow by. And the effect, that's like the best marketing ever. Now, this doesn't mean every time someone comes in your gym and not the best mood, you just buy them stuff. But you got to find those moments that really, really can make a difference. And that was one of them. So that's just another example. But you have to have the ears up and listening and looking for those things and not just let them kind of sweep by. That's the key, really.
Yeah, like you said earlier, really training and setting that expectation. I love it.
Yes.
The next word, or I guess strategy you've shared, is thank you cards. What do those mean to you and your team, and what are some examples for your members?
Yeah, so thank you cards, right? This is probably something you've heard about, right? It's kind of a forgotten art. Maybe if you're older, or different generations tend to be a little more familiar with this, right? A lot of younger generations like, thank you card, right? What? Like text, email? But because it's a forgotten art, makes it stand out more because it's more likely that other people aren't doing it. And this is just a simple, if someone joins your studio, if they start training with you as an individual, first time in your class as an instructor, a simple, have a stack of cards. And to be honest with you, you could pre-write these with the exact same message, and you're just adding Stacy. It's got the message from, for us, Hank and your H4 team, insert your business, your name. And then that goes out immediately saying welcome or thanks for your business. We appreciate you, whatever it might be. But that's one way, right? Another way could be, we talked about those moments of sadness, maybe something that happened, maybe celebratory. What time is it now? It's the holiday season. Depending on the size of your client base, studio, whatever the case may be, you should be attacking a list of your clients with handwritten holiday cards. Use your team, right? If you got a lot of clients, use your team, disperse them. Each of our team gets a list and they're responsible to write them for X amount of people. And we start doing it back in November and slowly but surely knock out that list. So it's a forgotten art, but if you can get yourself some branded stationery and just start doing it, because it's almost unexpected now, which is what you want, right? So if you're doing it, great. Maybe you're doing it, but just not often, or just when you remember to do it, you want to get in a system where you're always doing that, at the very least for somebody new within your business or your classes.
It's so true that it's a lost art, because even when I interview people, I was always taught and told you should write a thank you, even if it's just an email, and I don't get those nearly as much as I wish I did.
No, so picture how much it stands out, and it just adds way more. I mean, I don't know about you, and I'm sure everybody watching this is the same way. Like, how excited do you get when you go to the mail, your mailbox, and now if you get a letter that looks handwritten, you're like, you throw everything else, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what could this be? And you're ripping it open, but everything else that looks, you know, fake or mass produced, you're just like, you know, whatever. So that's the same type thing these people are going to get, right? Oh my gosh, like, what's this? Like, wow, they took 5 minutes. They took 2 minutes to write to me. Very powerful stuff.
It's so powerful. You're so right. And then the last thing that we are going to cover today, but again, there's 25 plus strategies in the book, so just get the book and read it, is to apply the 3-2-1 system. What does that mean for your team and your clients?
Yeah, and you know, I wish I could credit who I learned this from. It was some seminar at some point. I really escapes me who, but it's something that you yourself, again, you're your own instructor, trainer, or if you have a team, you're a manager, can do this every week. If that's a little much for you, you could do it each month, but we try to do it every week. You do 3 emails, you do 2 postcards or handwritten cards or something. Shout out Chris Stevenson, the postcard idea, stole it from you, put it in the book, give you credit. And then 1 is either text or call. So what does that mean? Let's say at the end of this week, I'm going to reach out to 3 people via email, and it might just be, hey, Stacy, wow, you really crushed it this week. I was super proud of you. Done. 2 other emails. Then I'm going to write 2 postcards or handwritten notes. It could be thank yous for joining. Thanks for first time in a class. It could just be, again, a simple message about how well they're doing, or that you just love having them in your class or gym. And then the 1 phone call or text, again, motivational. It could be a check-in. Maybe somebody is fading a little bit. You haven't seen them. You're a little concerned. How nice would it be to get that phone call? Nobody calls anybody anymore. But that you took the time to say, hey, Stacy, I just want to chat with you for a couple of minutes. Is everything good? I know you've been struggling a little bit with nutrition, or I haven't seen you much. Just wanted to check in. That's it. So 3-2-1, if you can do it weekly, awesome. If not, at the bare minimum, 1 time a month. And what this allows you to do is basically hit 6 people a month, right? Gives you the extra touch points and allows you to, you know, literally touch more people than you might normally do, especially if you have a bigger studio or a big client base. You're going to be able to hit those people a lot more. And like anything, you got to spread the wealth. I can't always call you, text you, and then you're like, all right, are they just saying it now? Like, is how much, you know, real is this type thing? So you want to spread the love a little bit, and you got to be genuine, right? It can't be the old, hey, you look great in that dress. You look great in that dress. You look great. Are you just saying I always look good, or do I actually look good? So same thing. It can't be every week. I'm telling you, I'm so impressed with you. Your workouts are so great. And then the same thing next month. It's very fake then. But yeah, I highly recommend implementing this 3-2-1. And it's easy to remember, and you can have, you know, your managers do it or whoever you want to do it.
Well, and it's all about what's realistic, and we all are very busy, obviously, and just 3-2-1, no one can say that's impossible. You know, that's an easy way to start. Maybe eventually you get so good at it, it becomes 5-4-3.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it goes back to with that surprise delight and just the touch points that I know people aren't necessarily out and about or with people, but, you know, you're out with your friend at having lunch together, and all of a sudden you go to look down at your phone and you get a text from your trainer, your gym owner, saying, hey, I just want to let you know how impressed I was with your first workout. You did such an amazing job.
Yeah.
Period. What are you going to probably do? Hey, Michelle, look at what my trainer, instructor, gym owner just
Yep.
sent me, like, she's going to be like, I don't get those from my gym. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so the impact is beyond what regular marketing could do if you do it right and consistent.
Yes, and it really compounds. That's the really interesting part, because if you do 3, 2, 1 for even a few weeks, it becomes hundreds before you know it of touch points and reactions and sharing. Because word of mouth is, you could have the best marketing in the world, but if you don't have word of mouth, you really you're losing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's so amazing and so helpful. Again, I feel like we're keeping things from people, but they need to read the book because it is awesome. And it's, as I mentioned in our first episode, I think I did in the second, it's a quick, easy read because, and that's what I love about the book, is that it's really easy to digest. It's really easy. It's very straightforward. There's not a lot of just rambling on. It's very tactile. It's very strategic. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's under 90 pages, and
yeah.
you know, I'm not a Rhodes Scholar. I don't want to be reading a 500-page book that I have to read 5 times just to get the info. This is
Mm-hmm.
short, simple, straight to the point. Let me get it, because it's all about taking action. You can listen and read all you want, but if you don't take it and run with it, and the book actually gives you action steps to think about along while you read it. So hopefully, quick read and implement, because that's the name of the game.
Absolutely. And with 2021 around the corner, things are going to be changing quickly, hopefully for the better. But if you can start establishing that foundation that Hank spoke about earlier, now it's going to pay off 100% for the future.
Yeah, and that old adage, right, that people don't leave relationships, they leave transactions. If your business is being seen as transactional, especially as people are auditing their money in 2021 here, especially with what's going on, people are going to say, I don't know if I see that value in that business anymore. So you can't be that transaction. You have to be that relationship. And so if you're not there, that needs to be that focus, as you said.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, cannot thank you enough, Hank, and cannot wait to continue to support that book because it's very valuable, very useful. Buy it on Amazon, everybody. I am absolutely positive I'll bring Hank back for more videos. But again, if you haven't seen the first 2, look back. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and then also like this video so I know that this is content that is meeting your expectations of what you need in the fitness industry and beyond. And thank you again so much, Hank, for your time today.
Of course. And the ebook right now is at 99 cents, just to kind of make it a little more accessible. And if anyone is on Instagram, wants to follow me at Hank Ebeling. I try to post on a regular basis content related to customer service and experience. So check it out. Shoot me a DM. Say, hey, I listened to Stacy's video, and we can connect. So
absolutely,
totally would love to connect with a lot of you.
Absolutely. And happy holidays to everybody.
Happy
if you're
holidays.
watching this now. Thank you again so much. See you guys later.
Thank you, Stacey.